Hello, guys. Today I am here to talk to you guys about the difference between Google Calendar and Outlook Calendar and just kind of my personal pros and cons for both of these. So, I don't use calendars that often. I am a pretty big sticky note writer. I write a lot of things on sticky notes of what needs to happen or things like that. I just have sticky notes all over my desk. So, I would love to jump into the calendar world and be a little bit more organized in that sense. So, Outlook is the email that we have for our school district. And so, a pro of the Outlook calendar is that it connects to my school email. So, it allows principals or people in my PLC or whoever to set up meetings with me. Um, it works pretty easily on our desktop computers that we have at school, and then I have the mobile app as well. And then it brings up an alert reminder when I have a meeting, which I really like. Because again, I write down sticky notes all the time, and sometimes I have things over them or just forget. And so when we have a meeting, it'll pop up, and I really like that. Some cons: I work a lot with my students. Again, I teach yearbook and broadcasting, so I'm constantly in contact with them. And so the students do not have an Outlook account, so that kind of throws a wrench in things, and I can't collaborate with them in that sense. And then I do realize that sometimes it crashes on my computer. It might just be the computers that we have, but kind of a con. When it comes to Google Calendar, it connects with our Gmail, and I have we have staff and student Gmail accounts, so that's really, really nice. I can collaborate with my students, and it works well with Google Classroom and things of that nature. Easy on the go app as well. I've been just like a personal Gmail user for many, many years now, and so I prefer Google anything over something like Outlook. So one thing that it doesn't do though is we don't, most of our, again, this is a personal con, most of our stuff is set up through Outlook, so I couldn't eliminate Outlook in my job. So let's take a look at both of these. I have a couple examples. So first we will take a look at Outlook. So here is what my calendar looks like. Again, I haven't really set up most of these meetings. It would be my principal or someone like that. So for instance, we have a meeting with my principal that he set up because I'm on evaluation because I'm only a third year teacher. So had to have a post conference, things like that. Staff meetings, third quarter grades, things of that nature. They're all in here. You can add new stuff. You can invite people that are in your uh, job area or whatever to meetings. You can link stuff. They can respond and say yes, they're going, no, they're not going, things of that nature. When it comes to Google Calendar, again, I have been a personal Google Calendar user or just Google user for many years. So you can see over here, it works nicely with Google Classroom. Here are my classes. Again, I teach video class, all my sections of it. You can turn off and turn on any of these that you want. So I was just messing around with this a little bit. Another thing I do is I work a lot of sporting events for our school, and so you can see that I went ahead and put in different tasks, like I work track, soccer, baseball, things of that nature. So I went ahead and put them in so that I could, try and become more of a calendar user, and just keep up to date with that. One thing I did notice when I was just looking at my Google calendars, what I hadn't noticed before, is I did my student teaching at Chapman High. And I'm still actually somehow on their calendar here. I still have it live. And so I can go through and see, what Chapman is doing throughout the school year, which is really interesting to me because, especially as someone that has students going to a lot of events to cover them, whether it be take pictures or shoot video, things of that nature. It would be really nice to have all of this in one area. Now, we have like a school website that has a calendar on it, but it's not super up to date, and it also doesn't allow you to change anything, collaborate, anything like that. It's just a calendar on a website, really. So, basically a PDF. So this would be super sweet to have, all of the events for the year, or for instance, something like robotics where we don't really know what's going on. If they could chime in and collaborate with, hey, we have this awesome build night this night, blah, 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 or we made it to nationals, things of that nature. So it'd be super sweet to be collaborative. And again, I'm always working with my students. They're constantly in contact with me. So this would be cool to constantly update, collaborate, things of that nature with them. So going back to my school one, I'm going to show you real quick how you can just create a new calendar. So over here, again, like I said, you can turn any of these off if you'd like, but you can add a new calendar. So I'm going to create a new calendar, and let's say I name it yearbook events 1819. Again, I should have done this at the beginning of the year. It sounds like an awesome thing. Time is correct. Yes. My school district 305, create. So we have our calendar creation in progress down here. Guess we got to give it a second. All right, perfect. Now we can go configure it. So I can add people to this, add event notifications, things of that nature. So for instance, I could add the other journalism teacher. He does the newspaper, but I think it'd be just as equally, you know, beneficial to him as well. I could add, my yearbook or editor, things of that nature. I can add anyone in here, okay? They can go add events, things of that nature. So if we go back, now I have yearbook events down here. I can go ahead and turn off that if I want, turn it on, create new events within it, tasks, things of that nature. You can see I do have some turned off down here. I don't teach this, obviously, this semester, so I've turned some things off that are not beneficial to me anymore. So, those are the two, Outlook and Google. I am definitely more Google just because it works better with me collaborating with my students. Outlook does help me a little bit more with my colleagues, but I'm always working with my students to make sure that they are attending the events and doing all that nature stuff. So pro Google on this one.